Alright, this is Rum Runner 82. Welcome to an impromptu stream. My mouse came today that I thought was lost in shipping, but it showed up. Every time something gets shipped through DHL and goes to the post office, I never get it. Uh-oh. I can't. Okay, I can hear it a little bit. Oops. Shit. Oh well. What can we do? So get the Discord. Remember, if you shoot me an message to the Discord, do it in the stream so I don't gotta click over and it can just pop up and see it. Is the easiest. So I did turn up the microphone. I noticed my recordings were soft, or my voice was real low compared to the game. So we'll see how this turns out. Oh, did it freeze? Oh, we're stuck at the loading screen. But I almost bought an Avenger Titan because I do have the Titan Renegade that I can buy back. Because and that's the blue and yellow one, and it comes with a little bit better of a loadout and better stuff on it. But because I don't have entirely the cash for it, I was gonna pay $50 and get the Titan, and then at some point melt it, and then oh no, I gotta pay $75 for it. That's right, because I melted it once, and I bought it back once with store credit. I think anyway. I don't know. We'll see. I still might go in there and get it. But so we're going to do a little Monday stream. Huh. I apologize. Apparently it was picking up in the background. I'm not sure if it's casting at 1080 right now or not. Alright, here we go, into the verse. So I was thinking maybe tomorrow going to do the javelin locating. We'll see. It looks like the video's not playing the smoothest. It doesn't say the resolution I am broadcasting at. So when I go to the stream now option, oh yeah, this mouse is so much better. I was using a $20 one. So I got like the base model Corsair M65. Cause I like the yeah, on the stream now it just streams whatever you're broadcasting at. So let me know if it's a little too laggy, and I will do a claim on all these. Oh, for $39 it's instant? Yeah. We can do that. Drake Caterpillar is unknown. That's right, we lost all that fucking cargo. God, that's right. That's where I had left off. All that cargo. So we're just gonna double check something. I can release chat. Just to see if it does That's the cutlass. Nothing. No. No. Well, that was a bunch of bullshit. So you might as well claim that. Oh, see, now it's finally showing the expedited fee. Not gonna pay for that. Let's see, what are we gonna do? Let's do a mish. Personal, wasted, PI wanted, so not anything too special. The garbage is always an easy one. The garbage is always easy. Collect waste. Is it tracking the mission? Probably not. Accepted. Untracked track. Well, hopefully it works. And we'll go with the trusty Reliant.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
And it's slowly becoming my, kind of my favorite ship. It's like the go-to. Oh, I know what I'm gonna go do. I know what I'm gonna go do. So I'm just gonna retrieve this. Because I'm gonna go to Dumper's Depot.
Your ship has been delivered to the following
And get a military grade power plant for the Reliant. Because it has some power issues. So let's go up to the old dump. So if we go to use, we want to select a ship, which would be the Reliant.
Got a lot of variety. Take your time.
Ah, so just the shield generator, huh? Just a shield generator. Great, so that's military size 2. So I wonder if this can have a size 2 shield generator. So right now it says empty, and then so size 1. Okay, it gives you all of them. Because I can't fit a size 2 or a size 1. Or only a... Okay, so we got long swords, the shatter gun. So can I put up to a size... See, I wish if it's going to get specific on your ship, then it should give you the size of your turret and or whatever else you can put in there. So if so right now the ship doesn't do anything. Okay. So this only has limited stuff at it, because I think these are all shield generators. Security high, WB.
Hi.
All stop.
Welcome
shimmer.
to the store.
So this Dumper Depot only sells shield generators and some weapons. That's good to know, because what's here?
Got some new inventory in. Definitely worth
Good
taking
for
a
you,
look.
lady. So if I go here, yeah. So they only sell shield generators, turrets, and guns. So don't quite understand the ratings quite yet, but... So this mission obviously isn't tracking. Because because it should be popped up. That should be bringing up the location of this trash. Accepted. So we're gonna abandon. Personal black box recovery. Erase a problem. A bunch of toxic sludge. So if we accept offer, and it, okay, then see there, it brought up the tracking. So that was what I was looking for right there. Yeah. Please let me know if the stream's having any issue with latency or spinning its wheels. I should have just popped open a scheduled one because I can set the resolution to 720 because my CPU right now just can't handle 1080. The graphics card can just fine. But between streaming and playing the game,
your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
It struggles because it's the latest gen 4-core i3, but so in the coming next 2 months, you'll see some improvements because it's basically on CPU, graphics card, and then monitor. So doing it tier according to cost. CPU will be 400, graphics card will be 700, and then the monitor will be between 8 and 1200. So that's like the upcoming list. So it'll be 1080 for at least 2 months. But hopefully in a month it'll be 1080, but at least 60 FPS. Dun, dun, dun. But I don't know if I'm supposed to have gig service, but I don't know if my internet can handle it.
Systems on.
Alright, let's go get this trash, and I think it's going to be a straight jump to wherever we got to go. And I always like to hop out for this. Boom. God, that's just so cool. There's an alien ship that has like 4 arms that come out, and it flips and kind of rotates. I'm interested, so I do want to get one alien ship, but I'm not sure which one. And there's one that's like for $1,200, but I've flown it before during the anniversary sale when they unlock all the ships for backers that are flyable. And I don't get what makes it a $1,200 ship. I mean, just it always says rare, like on the Reddit and eBay sales, and then even when it comes on sale for, well, I actually hadn't seen that one for sale, like on the anniversary sale. So it's not giving me the distance again, which is concerning. So, well,
Quantum travel engaged.
let's see if we can't get close to the toxic waste, yo. Fucking jumped way away from it. I don't want to burn up all my hydro fuel quite yet. Is that where we just jumped from? Because that's probably Grimhex. So I bet that's where we just jumped from. Let's jump back.
Quantum travel engaged.
Alright, alright, well. Man, there's just nothing near this collection site, so we're just gonna afterburner it in. Which could be a long trip. Because it's definitely between these 2 points. And this one looks closer, so it's not like it's more on the other side of the planet, but... So, let's let her rip. So we are riding full speed. And definitely when you have a crew of 2, this one's actually pretty cool. Just the way you're kind of stacked on top of each other. That's why I'm excited to see the bridge of the Carrack, because that's kind of set up with one guy way out, and I think he's underneath, but it has a really good like ground and bottom view. You know, there's glass underneath him, and then I think there's 2 seats above him, and then of course the regular crew. But I forget which release it is. We're going to see the first Banu ship. So we know kind of what the stylings of Banu's going to be. Because I do like how they have these ship manufacturers and they're keeping them like they're real companies, you know. So each one has its own style. Like now, I always thought it was just the Mustangs were consolidated Outlands, but the Pioneer is actually a consolidated Outland ship. And so they say, you know, they must be pretty far on the Pioneer, because they were talking about how they designed the Pioneer and how they rolled that into the Mustang variant, and how you're going to kind of see the similarities and stuff. Like Origin has all these cuts and stuff in their design, and, you know, line changes, where now Consolidated Outline is more like not as many breaks in their straight lines. And I don't know if it's just my tablet slow or if it really is. Settings. Okay, so it should be set to 7. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm casting as. Let me check. Whoop. It's going to pick up that volume. So go full screen. And I want to update my tablet, because I like to view the YouTube stuff through the tablet. And then the chat works really well on the cell phone, actually. So I'll kind of have a bunch of things going. But because the Surface I have is very old. Alright, what are you doing? So we're just going to go on a nice little drive. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell the FPS drop, but I think with the upgraded CPU, we want to get out of atmosphere. We want to make sure we're covering ground. Because with this, we can pretty much come down right on top of it. Tablet's struggling. And I don't know if it's because it's so close to the router. And it's throwing off that 2 point whatever hertz in the 5. Getting a lot of noise around it. Okay. Geez, why aren't we out of atmosphere yet? That one went up to 30,000. Oh shit. Gosh, I don't know if the curves are working yet, because in the options there's curves for sensitivity on the joystick, and I need to turn it down just a little bit, or I could probably do it through the Thrustmaster app. That's probably the better way to do it. I can't believe that it's just Thrustmaster and Satec making refreshed HOTAS setups. You know, they still have the Warthog, which is a Warthog's now been around forever, but that thing doesn't really need much changing. But the refresh of the and I guess adding the throttle on the Thrustmaster, was it TM 16,000, which I have, which is an awesome setup. It was 150 when I bought it, but I've seen it as low as 110. I didn't get the rudder pedals though, because that all of a sudden jumped it up to almost 200, and it's like the rudder pedals look kind of chintzy. And I know Satec still has all the different flight controls for the flight sims, but I can't believe Microsoft has not released a new flight simulator game. It's like been the same one since 2007. And I have it, and you have to have a bunch of freaking mods in it just to make it look, you know, like a modern title. Though my friend Jonesy went for GTA, because I'm not big on the GTA Online, but I really like all the mods in it, and downloaded this one mod where it's what it should, the proper port should have been on PC. They went through, redid all the textures, and just looked really cool. So here's so we have a Cutlass Black and Andromeda. So it's an all-out race? Oh, that's what that flashing is. That's the weapon. So as I'm switching my targets, it always flashes red. So it like picks up what weapons they have. So a quick flash of the turret, and let's see if these. Nobody's chatting in chat. Oh, it's not working at the moment. Oh, we got 2 people at the collection site.
Down.
This guy's better not want any trouble. See how this ship picks up the rocks? So the Reliant could totally be a scout ship for mining, but other ships don't do it. I bet that's a unique glitch. He parked that shit right on the side of the mountain. The Connie's got kind of... it's not all that bad to land, surprisingly. Because that front end, there's nothing that touches the ground. So you really just have to land those 2 tracks it has on the back. Man, I can't believe how far that ships came. because it was the first big ship in hangar, and everybody had it. Couldn't wait to fly it. And then when it came into the PTU, it's like that was the big dog that everybody was loading in. But yeah, I'm really liking the progress of the game for 2018. I think it was pretty good. Well, I guess really the first half of the year it sucked. So the FPS definitely is dropping with other players here because it's got to load their shit in, which it's gonna. That's the big improvement. Is if this new tech gets involved, it'll be less straining and depending on our PC or your PC. Oh, somebody was going after someone with a EMP. And I'm not in the mood for pussy EMP bullshit anyhow. So hassle someone else. I wonder if you're gonna be able to hang on to shit one-handed and fucking pop people. Or I guess if you have somebody with you. Oh, okay, those ships took off. So at least they left me alone. Which I really do appreciate. All right. Hop in the old cockpit. Put your trays in the upright table. And we have liftoff. Fire her up. Yeah, see, it's picking up the rocks, and I can go and scan them too, and it'll tell me what's in them. Maybe it's a MISC thing, so anything MISC right now, because the prospector is MISC. Anything MISC, I bet, can scan. So which sucks. I don't know, the Terrapin, I think, is Anvil or Aegis, one of the two. Because MISC definitely has, you can tell it's a MISC, which that's what I like about these ships and having, you know, it's kind of like Ford, Chevy, Mercedes, you know. You can tell just by the style, not even the badging, that it's a certain type of a ship. And see, now I'm not getting any power issues, which I see, I wish there was a button I could hit right now that was like keep trajectory or something, and then I could get out of the seat, and then it would be like somewhat of an autopilot. It'll keep the throttle the same and keep, you know, the pitch yaw the same. Excuse me. So we should get a mission pass, I think.
Shuttle charge complete.
What did it say? Oops. Come on! Okay, I need you to pick up a bunch of time and get rid of it. You know, the quicker it's done, the quicker you can get back to business as usual. Don't give a crap as long as it's off-world. Well, I'm off-world. Did I miss some sledge? Don't tell me I missed some sledge.
Landing gear down.
So it should keep that 50 mile an hour. So I believe we're stopped. See, that stinks it doesn't keep. It should just keep right on the throttle, but I guess if you hop out, you're backing off the throttle. What's that?
Clear orange.
Now it's confused. I guess it was cruising at that 50 still, right? See, oh, maybe for my all closed and all open to work, like how you can see in there. That's bitchin'. Bitchin', bras. Bitchin'. Alright, well maybe we'll just jump somewhere. Maybe we gotta hit at least one jump point.
Quantum travel engaged.
I believe it kinda went around the planet anyway. Alright. We still didn't get the mission complete, so maybe I do just gotta I'm gonna jump out of this system here. Come on now. Comrie 306, nah. Cryo. Not if I don't have to. Oops. We'll dump it at Port Ollie, eh?
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Hop out. We got problems. Oh yeah, that's right. Gotta be in landing mode. I'm like, why can't I get out?
Landing gear down.
So we did not get a mission complete. And we aren't, it's not tracking any more waste. Oh, it automatically shut it. I'm going to jump mode. Pick this shit up. Get this shit off my ship. Scientists might take it. So if you just drop it, it doesn't secure it to the ground. Just like, kick that shit. And off it goes. Into space. Huh. Well, fuck all that bullshit. I didn't even get paid for that. What's this verse coming to? Guy doesn't even get paid for doing his work. Maybe the server's garbage.
Clear orange.
It would be nice to get 3.2.3. Kind of we're in that like 2-month stretch where it's a while before the next release. That would be stupendous. Most indubitably. Yeah, we don't need
Landing gear.
just because it refreshes everything, gets it working. I'm sure there's people who've built up a boatload of cash, though. Because you got to exploit those trade routes early on. Ooh. There's the mighty reclaim. Of course, everybody's got to swarm to it and check it out. Maybe not. That's just all the ships. Take that bitch out with some size 1s. I haven't seen one of those get hammered in battle yet. I'm surprised there hasn't. I'm sure there's got to be a video somewhere where somebody said, alright, what does it take to take out the reclaimer? And I don't think you would ever totally blow one of these up. You take out the turrets and disable it and be like, hey, give me your cargo, or, you know, we are going to blow you up. And if you got a couple eclipses, you know, you'd be done for. Man, the other keyboard I had wouldn't do multiple key presses, and this keyboard I swear I can push every button down in it input. So that's finally nice. So I was struggling with my gameplay, so I could have got the CPU or close to the CPU I wanted, but I decided to go with a keyboard and mouse. So went with refurbished on both, and we'll see how it goes. So it's kind of got the kind of base model of the Corsair Key 65 mouse. And I do like it's got the little target button on the side, and all it does is just totally drop the DPI. And then 3 settings, but it's real nice weight. You know, I'm like 6'3" and kind of got a little bit bigger of a hand, and it fits real nice. It's kind of got nice high arch in the back and slopes off. And then I got the Corsair K95 keyboard with the full RGB and with the speed switches. And I guess that's their own mechanical switch, their speed shit. Otherwise, or speed switch shit, speed shit. And it feels like a great switch. It's responsive as hell. So, but then I think it also comes in browns and reds. And it fluctuates between 180 and 200, but Micro Center had refurbished for 120. So I was like, hell yeah. And there were 4 of them there, and this was in the one in Dallas. So if you're in the greater Dallas area, There's 3 left there and worth picking it up. There's a bunch of 1080 TIs on clearance, but I think I might go and try to get one, but get them to drop the clearance price down, because with how many they have, they're obviously mining returns. Because before the Bitcoin mining, when it wasn't GPU heavy, you never seen any graphics cards, let alone a 1080 Ti, sitting in there as something somebody returned. You know, even when it was the 980 Ti's, I mean, you never seen any of those. But then and now they're coming out, or you know, they have proprietary GPUs now for Bitcoin mining, so that they don't even have plugs for monitors in the back. It's pretty much just the chip. And I haven't really ever looked into the setups for that, but I've seen just a few crazy ass setups, like a crazy ass water cooled room, kind of like Linus Tech Tips try to do, except this was water cooling just rows and rows of GPUs. And the way they had it set up, they were all like in their own little loops, like you could see how, but then, you know, there was like 5 rows, you know, shelves about 7 feet wide, it seemed like. So, and I know some people made out pretty good who were out that early on, or got into it early on. But I think the cryptocurrencies are here to stay, so we'll see what the future holds. But like anything, when it first comes on, you can make a shit ton of money, and then everything kind of levels off. But you know, if it completely becomes a stable currency, I think that would be very cool. And it's pretty stable now. Like, I guess I haven't watched the market. So I always hear it's on the way down, then it jumps up, and then so it's like anything. So I think it's getting stable, and you know, once it has years and years and years of stability, people are going to be like, you know, why not use it more? And it's almost the way it should be, you know, because governments control currency, and it's like, it's kind of cool that there's a way that, I'm sure someone could, like the creator or whatever, you know, mess with it, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. And that thing is just so huge. Okay, so this is when somebody's brought this in for a landing, because it's facing the wrong way. Or when it spawns in, it's the other way around. And that's one beast of a ship. I mean, the scale. So I can imagine, like, an Idris and how fucking big that's gonna be. And I can't remember if the which one's bigger, the Idris or the Javelin? Or are they right around the same, but they're just different, you know, brands? And Aegis. I mean, this game is amazing. Shit like this is so cool. It's just gonna be able to mince shit apart with these arms. You have tractor beams pulling in all the bits. Those arms just ripping shit to shreds. And then big chunk floats off that, you know, you can fit in the bay. I think there's a tractor beam bay or controller. It just pulls it in and fucking... And I think it does a little bit of processing, which is pretty much just more crushing. And it gets it into a more manageable state. And I wonder if something like this too, I don't know if it fills containers or you just have to actually fly it then to the recycling. Because if it crushed it and put it in containers that could be loaded, you know, on the hull ships, you know, if it's a huge, if once it's full, if, you know, it could fill up enough containers for like a whole B or something, then you don't have to drive this big ass ship. You got your hauling ship that's just like made to haul. Hello, Peps. Dun, dun, dun. Greet, I think is what it is. Well, what are the commands? Someone's... There we go. And you ran away already, so... And, you know, I watched some video on this, and I did not see where to get in. Was it back here? You got a reverse turret there. So I definitely know it's not in one of the legs. I'm trying to get in this. Gosh, I know it's somewhere. That's the claw. Man, just the detail on these ships is amazing. Something this big. Yeah, it's definitely not in the legs. And here you're in the mechanical stuff for the arms. Huh. That's interesting. I feel like I'm getting warmer. And I know I watched the ship review, but I did not see where he got in at. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe it is on one of the legs, but I doubt it. No. Huh. Uh-huh-huh. Oh yeah, definitely liking the mouse a lot better. It's just having to move it so far. Huh. Maybe you... See, I feel like it's gotta be up here. Or maybe when it initially spawns in, there's an elevator that's down. No. And then It's not going to be by the claws. I wouldn't think anyway, because this is all that mechanism for that. But I could be wrong. Oh man. It's gonna kill me. Hold on 1 second. Dun, dun, what we're gonna do? Reclaimer. Star Citizen. Front elevator.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to storage.
So there's a front elevator, it says.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
So there is...
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
kind of showing it along here. They hit it? Because it should at least light up yellow. Well, I want to try to get in it. And it's like, it says front elevator. Huh, I don't know what it looks like when I see it. Huh. Just to the left of the claw on the inside leg. So we're on the correct side. Not seeing the same thing though. Out. I'm trying to looking at some slides here. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, comes right in. Comes swooping in. It's like right up on the inside of this. doesn't quite look the same at all. Huh. Your oxygen tank is running low. Well, we'll go inside in a minute. Jeez, quit harping at me. Yeah, the way he comes swooping in. But there's a panel that doesn't look... Oh, there it is. So it's right here. It wasn't clicking on something right there, but I thought... Holy shit, it's dropping that quick? No. I don't see quite how you get in there. It's gonna keel over. You can top your tank at any time by pressing B. So V and B. V for vital and B for bottle. So how does my tank refill? Can I just take my helmet off? I think we got a crash. I think we've got a crash, folks. Alright, I'll be right back. And we'll see if it rides out. Oh yeah, she crashed. So that wasn't bad. You know, for how long we played, and then only getting a crash. Special thanks to the folks at CIG and them, and especially Chris, who needs who paid attention to the community, you know, because a lot of YouTubers were saying, you know, it's not fun anymore. No, I could play it every day. I can get my stuff done after work. Usually go out for tacos on Tuesday, so, and then be doing a stream tomorrow. So I'm gonna do the impromptu ones, and then so I don't want to recover from that. You know, there's something I haven't done in a while. I haven't went to the hangars and just called up my ships in there. I'm gonna visit my hangar here. Take a little peep ski. Ooh, she's rendering in tough. Let's go. I want to see what. So I really think the hangars look amazing. So I can't wait till you know, you get to see what your hangars are, because eventually, like, if you're on, say, you know, you like, because I'm definitely gonna have a place in the main city, like maybe where they have the big races, you know, so I'm definitely gonna have one hangar that what happened to my fucking monocle? The game crashed. Why did I lose? Oh, okay. Fuck. I keep that shit in there. Oh, it crashed again. Uh-oh. Submit crash report. No, not this time. So I'm going to do a quick verify. And then... Ooh, maybe there's some server issues all of a sudden. Yeah, if you look at the 20-some videos that I've done, there's very few crashes. Like, some streams I don't even think had one. Besides where when things get laggy, I'll exit out on my own. And sometimes that could be a little bit of a pain. But sent some stuff off for the organization as far as getting a logo design. Because these people, there's a website online. So if you're looking for anyone to do any graphic design for you, because you know, you play another game or something and want to do a character, I'll have to pull up all the websites and stuff I use. But it's just people making listings and sent it out. So I didn't pay for anything yet. I just sent like initial stuff, and then, but they did say their fee, so. We're starting at like $40. Just need that the logo. So let's see something. Unless the hangers are just glitchy. Look good. That's fucking... That's dope. That's dope. But yeah. And see, so this is... I'm 2 away from getting the Grey Cat as far as recruits. If you're thinking about playing the game, use my star code, or if there's somebody else you happen to watch, use their star code. If you get it, you get an extra 5,000 UEC, which now directly affects your UEC. So then when you go in game. Usually you get a starter package, you get 10,000 UEC, so that gives you 10,000 alpha UEC. Plus, I think they give you 15,000, everyone 15,000 just to start on the server resets. But then you get an extra 5,000, and then that'll come into your account when you get in the PTU. And then, you know, get your bearings in your starter ship, and once you get, you know, the controls down, you can, why isn't this not working? I forgot what I have to hit. Oh. Currently equipped, none. So I don't have any ground size 5C. They give you decorations and stuff for subscribing, but you can never put them down. So that's a 4 or 5, so I don't have anything for that one. But I can't wait to be able to land on, like, you know, definitely the main city planet. You know, having a nice hangar like this, so that would be like the ultimate goal. So when they do have big races, because I got a feeling when the verse gets open and, you know, the places they have the races now, that's going to be, you know, the races are going to be like, well, the NFL of the UEE, I guess you could say. Oh, so maybe now the ship call-ups. Okay, there's one. Vehicle size 3. Throw the Cutlass Black right there. It's like, I haven't looked at a bright in hangar for a while. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's a lot of Drake and Misk out there. Oh, we throw here vehicle 1 or 2. That's right, I don't have to hit F on that. Oh, you can put see, I have this in rec, the beta, but I can't use it in the PTU, just an area commander. Let's see, we'll throw the Prospector right here. You know, this is a good money ship. I mean, if you have patience and you go out there and you scan and you look for the Laranite, and you get something that the Laranite that's 1.5%, I mean, that's $1,500, and you can, and especially if you get in a good server, it's almost worth it just to go and hop in the Prospector, because you can make $1,000 a trip. But then, you know, if you're patient and you're just out there scanning away, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be, you know, up to 10%. I think I've heard people put in chat before, or seen people put in chat. So there's nothing you can put. See, you got so much space. But see, then in here, you know, you can do your own repairs and at least save costs. But there's going to be at least one Rums landing in the verse. So, this is one of our ships. Saber Raven. This was a $70 purchase off the Reddit Gray Market, Kane's Middleman Services. So, but this comes with the Optane, which, and it was funny at Micro Center too, because there was like four of the 900P series, which it's either ones that go in the card slot, the PCIe slot in the back, like as a card, or one that's through, you know, regular SATA cable. But I know that, you know, somebody could have bought those 4, took the code, wrote it down, and then, you know, returned it and said, oh, you know, I don't want these or whatever. So I'd be like, and it was a pretty good discount. It was the SATA one, but I'd want the one that goes in the card because it was only $200 instead of the 250 gig for Optane is like $320. I've seen the cheapest. So I'd be like, well, I want a little more off since, you know, and I guess you could just email CIG quick, and I'm sure they'd tell you if the code was good or not. Because that'd be cool if it was $200 and the code was still good. Drake, Dragonfly, Mustang Beta. So we got that one down. Oh, I'm missing the Caterpillar, but I think that I have to call back all the ships. But let's put in the coup, because it's coup. Yeah, that's just a good looking race. See, yeah, that's like the crotch rocket of the speeders. Or I guess I'd call it a speeder. Because we should have another point. Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually put there the Hornet, Saber. Oh, I'm missing another ship, right? The whatchamacallit? The Reliant. Oops. Dragonfly. And see, these remind me, these would be like closer to the Harley Davidson, or you know, more of the chopper, a little rougher. And then there's the X1s, which look like, those look like they're going to be pretty cool. Oh, see. I wonder why it won't let me put the core there. That's interesting. So we can put the Q. Oh, maybe it's just too wide next to that. Got most of them up there. And see the floor item. I've never even seen anything that's a size. But it used to be cool because if you had all these ships, it would essentially like copy and paste a hangar over. So you wind up with these kind of big elaborate hangars, but you could at least fit all your ships in there. And I wish they would still do that, because then, because this is kind of cool being able to, I mean, it's somewhat of a sampling of what, you know, your hangars are going to look like, you know, your ships are like, I mean, I should be able to put, like, my Cyclone in here somewhere. But that wouldn't really need a spot. That'd be on a ship, and I could park that anywhere. And this is what they gave the Gray Cat for, and I was always going to buy it and never got it. So I'm hoping to, you know, if 5 people use my star code, there's 2 away. And then just keep bringing more content. And the big thing is, you think of that 5,000 Alpha UEC. Well, you can buy the 5,000 UEC, the extra. I mean, that's $5. You kind of get back, because you could go and buy 5,000 UEC for $5. So, and I just keep, you know, throwing $5 here, $10 there. I got a little money left over. It's like, all right. So I want to be able to at least afford the claims and to build a hangar somewhere. And see what that winds up kind of. Oh, see, here's a size 4. And see, I have a bunch of, like, swag stuff. Oh, nice. Boom. And so, and the only thing that's not in hangar right now would be the Caterpillar in the core. But yeah, that just seems like a big waste of space for these 2, though. Curious. I mean, this spot I get. Because the Reliance is a small ship. It should, unless I'm just blind and not seeing it. But here is the current beta. So I recommend watching the last Around the Verse, because this is probably the last time you'll see the beta like this, because I wanted to rent it with my rec, but I've had this thing rented forever. But you can't use rented ships from electronic access anymore. Oh yeah, you know, it's not too, it's actually quite a bit different. It has wheels now that it lands on. So yeah, if you happen to just be looking at on YouTube, if you go to the Star Citizen channel and the last Around the Verse, and it says in the title about the Mustang, you can see, because they do go through the beta, and definitely this part down here isn't there anymore. There's wheels that's smaller and moved up more. The wings actually fold up and down, so and that, oh, even the rear is quite a bit different. So they go through, so I can do like a nice pan around. I may mark this in the video, like the last walk around of the Mustang Beta, because this is always kind of my favorite little ship, because it's a little like camper van style. So once I'm in system, I mean, it's a stylish ship, it has a great view. So once I'm in, you know, like the Metropolis type planets, like the real fancy ones, like you probably see this hangar in, like this would be a cool little ship. And then, you know, if you're going to other planets and stuff, and you're just kind of messing around, whether it be meeting other people in game, or if there is like the big races going on, I mean, this would be the perfect ship. And I didn't think this one had, so it looks like for weapons all it had was this front turret, and I know that's changed on the wings that drop down. There's 2 hard points. They may all be size 1s. And I think you can put rocket pods on one. And then if you go to the Delta, that's the military, more military, but you even get into it different, because before, this is how it used to be. You had to go down here, and then you had to like actually be crouched. And sometimes, because this was so tight, you would just get ejected straight out in space. But, and you know, I could deal with crouching right there. It's just because of the way it's just so tight. So you don't get in that way anymore. Now the canopy opens. But I definitely liked, you get like a good unobstructed view, and that they kept. You can actually see even more. And then
Welcome.
like now it's pretty much one big panel right here, and then 4 divided into smaller ones, but supposedly it's going to be like hollow projected. But so the Mustangs are fun to fly. And I don't know if you can carry cargo into it anymore, because now you only get in and out through the canopy, and that was the benefit of this style Mustang, is that you could still work your cargo in there when you did like a pickup. So that maybe, because with the Aurora you can, but it's kind of a pain too, because you have to just use that center area. But then going back here, I still think, so when he did the on Around the Verse, when he went through here, I still like this one better. Honestly, I mean, yeah, you had to get into here, you know, you got to kind of go around the table, but and then you could, but there was a bunch of other. Oh, maybe with a new selection system you took it. You can't anymore. Oh yeah, but you know, you could open all this stuff. I mean, which I mean now it proportionally and stuff it makes sense the remake they did and why they did it. But I still like this one a little better. And then here's the T. You got a screen on the table. But who knows? Maybe there is, an item you can buy is a placeable screen. And then yeah, you had your bed here with some stuff. So yeah, some of the selection stuff they took out, you could open up more of this. And then like stuff down here move, that slid out. So after kind of looking at this, you'll have to take a look at the new one. I may have to clip this out. This is all last footage of revision. But see, yeah, like shit like this would happen. And then that would like pull you out in space. So if you don't remember to crouch, and crouch as soon as you like got in here. But they could have made that a little bigger. Yeah, that's the last time probably gonna see that revision. The game progressions. Even seeing the constellation has gone through so much. See, I wonder if I put something else here like the Saber Raven. See, that one lands weird. I'd like to get the core in here. Oops. Because we're in the fancy place. What was I going to put here? Aurora MR. But, and so that was a look at one starter ship that I wouldn't even consider that Mustang at it. But here is the other starter ship. Looks like, and this the Grasshopper. This was my my first ship. I had a PC that couldn't run the game. It was just on a laptop, so all I could do was look at it in Hangar, and I was like, man, I can't wait till I get my PC built. But and this one has a really good open cockpit as well. I mean, you do have the braces or the struts, I guess you call them. Is that what they call those? Like these along here. But I mean, you get a good view through here, and there's like 4 variants, and I'm not sure if on the MR you can get the missile rack for the top. I think it may have the hard point for it. It just doesn't come with it. But I mean, it's a maneuverable, quick ship, and the way this one picks up cargo and stores it is in this slot here. I think it gets 4 units in there. So you'll see when you buy your cargo, you'll see it pop in there. So that's kind of neat, and that's why I got it. And then also, if you go in here. Shit. We'll turn the lights on here quick. But I mean, it's pretty easy to get in and out. And, a hot day, you land on a planet, both those kick open. You get yourself a magic mesh screen door, and then you can pass out for a while. But, yeah, I like flying. I mean, even though it's got all the struts here. So, you can get this in the Mustang. Now, the Mustang is the Mustang. It's not the Delta, and it's not the Alpha or the Mega. Or maybe it... Because the Delta is the heavy military one. There's one that can hold 6 cargo units now. and that's the one you get. You don't get the beta. Oh, it's the Gamma. I think that's what it's called. Or the Aurora MR, and those are $45 packages, and there is a 65 one, and that's the one that comes with Squadron 42. But I think both ships are valued at $20. So then when you go to upgrade a ship, it's not the cost of your package, it's the value of the standalone ship. So then if you wanted to get into the Base Avenger, which that would be my suggestion, depending, because that, it has a bed, so you can, if you don't feel like flying back, you can land just on a moon anywhere and log out. And that Gatling on the nose and the firepower it comes with, with the base, you're going to wind up upgrading it right away, but so, I think this bed has changed, but then so, and then I always thought this was cool, just and I guess in the near future, within the next couple releases, that it's going to be renting ships in game. So you get this ship and you do some even combat missions and a little bit of running. You can grind enough to rent a ship, and I used Rec on this game, and it's good forever, so it'll be interesting what they do when it's in game. So that's going to make it a lot cooler. For people who, don't have the money to spend on all the ships and stuff like that. They go in, do some grinding, and then get to rent one of their own. Because, and you just put in chat that you want to fly a ship, and more than likely somebody's in there and will call it up for you. But it is nice to have one that's like, your own. And then we have the Hornet, which the first major upgrade I did was to the Hornet Ghost, which is the stealth version of it. It looks really cool, and then kind of on that flat part you can buy, there's a 5-unit storage container or a turret that you can put a size 4. So I put a size 4 Gatling on it. There is a nose weapon here, maybe not, the hardpoint could just be empty, or this variant doesn't have it, but it does have some pretty good firepower. But that is pretty sweet. But that's not actually part of my fleet. So at some point, it's either getting my Hornet or my Super Hornet back, as they call it, or getting the regular Saber, because that ship's a beast. We might as well park the Dragonfly there because we own it. Nice. So I only have the option. Yeah, man, it's gonna be so cool to have hangars. This probably doesn't let me drive it around here. I know the Grey Cat, it used to, because where you could see now, if all I could call up was right here, it would like copy and paste another section over and open up the wall, and then I could have my Carrack like in the other section, and I wish they would bring that back. Because you have all these ships, we aren't buying hangars yet and everything like that, just so we can have all of our
land systems. System check.
Oh, no way. I didn't know you could drive it around in here. Does that mean Maybe not stuff that flies. Of course I hopped onto the back. Why wouldn't I? Oh, I want to... Alright, that's glitch. Some exit, damn you. He's just like looking to his side for no reason. Oh, I had it. Oh, I'll be a son of a bitch. Come on. And then I don't have Z pressed or anything. It's just getting weird. Why is it? Oh, I think I got it. Oh, come on. I had that shit. What is going on? Like a fucking granny. But as soon as I go into this mode, it's just like never again. And I hit exit. Oh. Hold your head still. It's like it's. I can go up and down works fine. Left and right, not so much. Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Has anybody else ever had this happen? Ah. It's like it moves on its own. So when I go left, he's going left, but then all of a sudden bops over there. When you go... Why would you be moving like that? Are you kidding me? Alright, so Alt F worked there, not fucking with that thing anymore. So alright, we'll take the Trimbill Cyclone to the old elevator. Shit. Nice. Zoom out a little. This thing's kind of fragile though. You gotta kind of watch what you're cranking. Even it's like these small rocks that wind up taking it out. Whoa. Yeah. Man, this is awesome. I've never driven anything in hangar before. Well, yeah, you get bored, just hanging out, just race your... Oh, shit, son. It was like that when I got here, bro. It'll be fine. Can you get this in the elevator? I guess we'll find out. Are they shut already? Oh wow. Nice. And it's just a cool looking little ride. I think that's awesome. Revel in York. Man, that's so cool. Just have your ships. And this area up here was a lot cooler on the last version. Or on some of those early hangar versions when they... And I still see they sell these hangars for like 40 and 50 bucks. Whatever you do, don't buy those. Buyer beware, you don't need them. There's always a hangar included, which, so I don't know, hangar included, if we get to choose where we place our starter hangar. I don't know. So what do we got here? We'll throw that there. Nice. Trophy case, none. Oh. Oh, come on, turn around. It's gotta be facing the other way. Oh well. I'll rest that cup. Got the controls here. Can't even have a seat on my lounge. Okay, the trophy case is already someplace. Oh shit, son. So I place that. The bearded moss. Plant. Oh man. 4 type 2. Nothing. I know I dropped a bunch of stuff too. Because it could go towards UEC. So I've got a few things. I do miss the hollow table for doing ship loads out. I think they could bring that out now. Well, I guess it won't be a hollow table anymore. It would just be a... But what I wanted to put here is the hat and monocle, man. It's fucking sweet. Yeah, I wish there was a way you could turn those. It's not gonna happen. 2 to 4. So if you go at the end of the store in extras, there's a bunch of stuff you can buy. It's all like $5 a piece. Well, that's about it. So it's getting a little cozy. I wanted to make sure that made it there. Might as well have that out. We got some shit out here. Called the old Elevatski. hey, I just noticed the chat. How's it going? Oh, did I? Sorry, I was reading. Alright, well, I got about 30 minutes. I gotta run and just take a quick break, but yeah, I had went and messed around like in hangar and seen what was still there. But they do let you drive in hangar, which I don't know if it's a good thing, but so but I have two other ships, the Reliant Core and the Caterpillar. But it won't let me call it up in some of these spots, which I thought was strange. So I think it's just right here is the only one I can call up the Core or... Yeah, see, this is the way it's supposed to be. You know, you're in hangar. There should be an option, like once I have a ship called up, I can call up a ground vehicle, and there should be, like, say, Levski. There's enough room there where there could be a little pad, and then that's what calls up your ground vehicle. Or so if you got your Constellation in there, or your Starfarer, or the 600i. Because I think the 600i has a door that drops down. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, because then if this was like at Levski, you could pull up real nice. And they need like a parking brake. I gotta check the bindings. I'm pretty sure there isn't one. But I mean, yeah, you're in your hangar. You're getting ready to go. Oh shit. It just like stopped. Huh, that's strange. So yeah, it must not like it trying to load that up there. Hear that? Or because it shouldn't have any problem. It just stopped and then it wouldn't move anywhere. Well, yeah, that's going to be so cool. And they'll get that down, because the biggest problem with in the when I load the Cyclone up into the Cutlass is it bounces around in there. It doesn't secure to the ground, and you can see on the floor that there's like these magnet type things. So there should be a button somewhere in your cargo bay to lock, you know, secure it to the ground. I do want to get an Ursa Rover and an X1, and that's what I want to get for the ground vehicles. But in this, for some reason it's damaged. It does let you power them on.
Hello and welcome aboard your Dream interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
At least leave the power on. I think it leaves the power on. But yeah, and then this one has the turret, the two beds. I mean, Drake just doesn't have all the emergency services, so there's no eject, anything like that. You pretty much just gotta bail out. But I like that they added these big side doors. Yeah, and so far I have the Dragonfly, which I ran into accidentally, the Nox, and then the Cyclone. I don't know if I want the tank, but this opens up nice in space. And the Dragonfly right now is the only thing you can really land on a ship, because the Dragonfly, it's so wide that when you power it off, it just lands straight and flush. Because But when you fly it in here, it totally messes it up. So there's got to be some kind of auto land for now or something where because it picks up the landing points, the little round dots, until you open the back of the ship, and then it doesn't secure like to the ground. But if it could pick up those points and you hold your I guess it's N on the keyboard, and it just auto land would pull it, land it tight, you shut it off. There we go. But this, I guess, kind of want to park off this way so you can still get around it real nice. Let's see if we can see in here at all. Oh, am I going forward or back? Okay. So, and see, even with this, there's no like, I can go engine off. I think I'd want to, and I turn the power off, but then it like kind of jitters around. And see, now there should be a button that, like, I think I saw a panel like back here that I could hit and it would be like secure cargo. Because a lot of it, oh geez, this one doesn't have it whenever I talk about it, but you'll see this clear in this triangle pattern, and that's like they explained a while back and what that was to like lock it down, whatever's back here, because then this is out kind of bouncing around quite a bit, but man, see, you can load this up and you still got plenty of room. I mean, I left room to get around, but then now if there was something I could do to secure it, man, that, see, this is what's so cool about this game. I mean, I don't know other game that I can, oops, do that in. I want to see what this looks like from the side. Too bad it's on fire. I'm not sure why it has damage. Man, that's awesome. You can kind of see it in there. And I think that's something I seen they were working on, and it helps the game perform. Like up here, the textures are really good, but then yeah, as you're dropping back, it fades it to like another shade of it that still looks good, but it is still less than kind of to help performance. So I will be right back. I gotta take a quick break, and then I'll be right, and then hit back to the verse. All right. Yeah, and I'm sure they haven't implemented that, but, and also though, I don't know if you've tried to park your Dragonfly on another ship, it all of a sudden starts bouncing up and down and goes all crazy. So I can get it in here, and as soon as it rolls flat, so it'll, when I shut it off, it'll land, on right side up. So, and I think it's just, you know, between, it's the sensor is picking up everything around it because it's such a tight space. And see, now I should be able to load this up. I should, oh shit, what'd I do? Did I go prone? Because you used to be able to load into a game from your cockpit. I know at one point you could jump into Area Commander. I'm not sure if you could in the PU. So now I got my ground vehicle loaded up. That would load right up. I'd go right out up over my prospector and whoosh, be on an adventure. Man, I just can't wait till this game is released. The PU, it's going to be totally choose your own adventure, roll with the org. Because there's over 2 million people that have the game, and when the PU gets released, those servers are going to be getting hammered hard. So whatever they did recently really stabilized it, so I think I give them kudos because they're going in the right direction. But alright, so let's get out of here. Sorry, it was just, the stream was just me babbling around my hangar, but yeah, maybe for an hour tomorrow I might do that Area Commander and some Star Marine. Alright, off to Crusader. I am so done too when the game is fully released. I am never going to Crusader again. Oh man, did I forget what I went upstairs? No. I forgot what I ran upstairs again. Alright. I find Star Citizen's music very soothing sometimes. At the beginning of the release, the music actually in-game was like sounding phenomenal. But then now, the servers all seem desynced. So every now and then you get it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's not at the proper timing because you'll hear like it pick up. And I'd recommend anyone to get the game. Anyone who's like a true gamer and likes games and what they're supposed to be, because like this doesn't have a publisher, so it's not like EA's, you know, on someone's back and then you release a game and like, oh well, you know, these functions aren't quite implemented, and you know, you wait for a patch. It could be a month or 3 months. Got to scoop up No Man's Sky because now that's the game it's supposed to get. And I did play early on when it had base building, and that was when first started playing. What do we got going on here? And a fresh server. Maintenance, collect. Now we ain't doing the trash no more. Grab and go, yo. But it didn't bring up the tracking point. Oh yeah, it did. Alright. We're gonna grab and go, yo. So what did we take last time? Last time we took...
Please press the screen to continue.
the Reliant. Go with that Cutlass. Supreme. You know, I seen something about modding in this game and modding tools. So I wonder if that's going to be the extent of the modding in the game, is going to be skins and stuff like that. I totally turn my Cutlass and give it a Cutlass Supreme kind of paint job and maybe a badge. It'd be subtle, it'd be, you know, tasteful. Make the landing gear kind of bright and shiny. The canopy would be like some space fake vinyl. Yeah, and you know, oh, I didn't have a helmet on, or my suit wasn't charged. What? What? Fucking moron. Oh my god. Alright, let's see. Well, luckily we have everything. Sure enough. Can you believe that? Take your monocle off, dumbass. You aren't the fucking Monopoly guy. 'Cause you certainly didn't collect $200 running outside to your death. Okay, let's go collect. Let's do a grab and go. Grab and go some bennies. That's what I want, some big bennies. Hopefully the Cutlass stays long enough. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, this is my first time playing the game. I remembered that I took my helmet off. Alright. Hopefully you get paid this time. Yeah, and see the skin modding would be cool, because like, and mod skins for your weapons and stuff like that. That would be cool, but nothing to like give you more advantage, I guess. I don't know, with the mods, because it is multiplayer. See, and I love modded games like Fallout and GTA, but just in single player, you know, multiplayer. So you got to look at what you can have, yeah. But the skin mods would be cool, because, and you know, they could even have a program that works with it for importing it, so you know you can export the ship you want to put a, like, essentially a paint job on. You know, put your graphics on there and import it and throw it on your ship. Because there's got to be some uniqueness. So I played Elite on PS4, and like the Frontier store, that's all they really sold were skins and different thruster colors. They did have like some body kit type stuff you could get, which was cool. What's your Star Citizen handle? I think I can add you from here.
Quantum drive is now off.
Oh, see now see this pickup site's given the distance. So, whatever that one is, probably get us close. No. 689, and the pickup site is. Oh yeah, that's gonna take us right on in there. Dunlo. Oh man, we could do a drop. It's light out. I'm in a decent ship for cruising the skyline. But there's a derelict jamlet. Oops. I'm in that look ahead. And it's not going back. Nice. Nice little. Alright, here we go. Whoa! Oh, didn't work that time. See, I gotta deactivate the mouse. That got me to the free look. Why isn't. Oh. Huh. See, I can't move the mouse up there. Huh, I'll have to add you outside the site. Or when I'm on foot. Alright, we got a pickup. But I have a pretty strong idea where the derelict shit is. Oh, I'm coming too quick. Oh, this ship handles pretty well. It appears my top turret's damaged. Definitely could. Tomorrow I think I'm going to start it with an hour in. Half an hour in Area Commander, doing some Vandal Swarm. And then do some Star Marine and maybe throw in a race to see. Because I could use some enhanced pilot skills. I'm playing that often. I should gotta get into the more technical and really get my throttle and stick setup down. And I lost the pieces to make my Thrustmaster left-handed, because I do have a Logitech 3D Extreme, which I have had forever. That has been the most longest-lasting joystick, and I think they still sell them, but it hasn't been refreshed in a while. And that one's like $35. So if you want a joystick, the Logitech 3D Extreme is a good one. Okay, this spawns in the same spot every time. Right now, you just can't spend a lot of time on the ground because your ship's just despawning, and that's one fix that needs to be addressed like right off the bat. Oh yeah, I know. Shit, back end's gonna be pretty high. Down right there. Why not? Why not? I'm just gonna kill the engines for this. Yeah, and see, so I really like that, and see, that's one that got refreshed. So that's only two joysticks that have gotten refreshed in like the past 10 years. Because I went with, because it was cheaper than the X56, or less expensive. I wouldn't say cheap. I got it for 150, but I think you can get it for 125 now, something like that. But that had a recent refresh in this Thrustmaster TM 16000, and I guess it was just the joystick before they added the throttle. Now this throttle base doesn't have any buttons on it, so it's all on the slider essentially. And there's a paddle that your fingers are on, and then the two like pinky and ring button, and then a switch that goes up and down, which is actually just two buttons, and it's a button press. And then on the finger, it's got a little like joystick, and then 3 D-pads, and then a button on the thumb. Well, I guess it's 2 D-pads, and then one, what do they call it, 8-axis deals. So I really looked into it, on which one I wanted to get, but because I think that one was more like, was it like 280 for the refreshed X56? Oh, okay, yeah, alright. I remember seeing that on one of the reviews, like the different mode switches. And and definitely in spaceships, you can get the most out of those mode buttons. Okay, yeah. Sounds about right. And it is nice. Here we have like one good computer store left called Micro Center, where you can still buy graphics cards and CPUs and actually look at them, but they never have any like peripherals type stuff besides, I guess, your keyboard, your mice, but nothing like that. Yeah, and I'm still working on my mapping. And then I had to switch it up a little bit because then they added the mining and the scanning. So they did put a lot of buttons on the base of this because there's 6 on each side. But the far ones, are like impossible to use. So I made those like open all and unlock and. All right. Place. Okay. So actually, give me 1 second. Manual. This will pop up. So it'll be 1 second, it'll be on the road. I want to see, because I actually have to have my mapping written out. I put in a notebook so I can flip to it really easy. And I don't know, it's worked out okay. Oh. Yeah, I'll pop that up in a little bit. It was just taking too long. I do have a quick where I had the PDF of the manual, and the manual had a nice layout and the button numbering and stuff. You know, each button number, which really helps when actually going in and mapping it in Star Citizen's mapping menu.
Launch complete.
But you know, and the whole dual joystick thing would be cool because you can buy this stick, which and it's really nice. Like they use the same kind of tracker ball they use it in the Warthog, only without the. I don't think it's like a plastic cover over metal, but I don't think it's the exact one, but the same technology. So I thought about the dual joystick setup. And then I wanted to try it, and this essentially came, the thumb rest pops off, and then there's like a pad on the other side. And they just sent the thumb rest for the other side, and I moved, and I remember tossing the box, and I don't think I ever pulled the thumbs out of there. Go to scene 2. So I click over to here. So this is what I use here, and kind of how it looks. So you can kind of see the buttons you have, and of course the hat. And this slider, I don't use it for anything yet. Trying to figure out something to use it for. But it has this paddle here, which I use for forward scrape and rear scrape. Works out real well. And the only thing I could really set this for was like look ahead and look back. And so that's what you have there. And then on the thumb side, you know, you essentially have 4 buttons, the 1, and the 8 D-pad. But the base has a lot. So this is like door open, all open, all close, lock, unlock. I think this is like lights. Forget what that one is, and then but I got it written on a piece of paper next to me in case I forget. And then of course the fires, but then it does have a switch, and then you can switch the thumb pads, and I cannot find anywhere that just sells. I guess I gotta call Thrustmaster and maybe they'll send them to me, but I haven't seen any good reviews about them getting it. Oh shit, I'm still in atmosphere. God dang. But I was pretty pleased. I'm pleased with my purchase. The only thing is the base is actually kind of light, so I had to go to Home Depot and I found these like 10-pound rated. I think they're like inch-by-inch pieces of Velcro because I didn't want to use like tape. I didn't want to screw it in my table, and I used that Velcro and put it on there, and now it doesn't budge, and works perfectly. Plus, there's a set screw in the bottom of it that I found to tighten it or loosen it. See, how does it do that? Oh, the drop site's that close? Oh. Alright, well, let's get to the other side of the planet, eh? Just gonna jump on out to the old Comrie. Sorry, chatting and not flying the shit. But so now you guys can kind of see what. See at least the Thrustmaster TM16000 and how it's laid out, and except of course in the video I had the manual of the throttle on the right, but right-handed, so I have the throttle on the left.
Quantum drive is now off. Contact.
Shit. Constructed. Take a trip through old port out. Oh, it's alright. Oh, that's just from slowing down. It like sucks you
Quantum
forward.
drive is now on.
Yeah. I wish I had the link, but there's a company. It sucks because they're out of Germany and they wind up and they're like I think like $300, but most of that is like the import. But there's a German company that makes some sweet mounts that essentially you use like this aluminum channel that they can use to adjust it, and then depending on your setup, you send them.
All ships in range. I am under attack. Please help me.
I don't know. You think I should help them? What do we got? We got an Aurora LN, an Andromeda. You know what? I always wanted to take out an Andromeda. We're going for it.
Missile locked.
Where'd he go? Oh, I rolled.
Missile locked.
See how. Okay, hit him that time. Oh, oh shit. He is getting hammered. Die! Pirate scum. Whoa! Yeah, boy! Oh, shit! Where's my count? Why is my countermeasure launching?
Shield system online.
Alright, Aurora. Just get... Hammer in his ass. Oh! Wreck. Yeah, why are you still firing? You gonna pay me or what? Man, I just took damage to my ship. I risk losing a mission. Hey, Kazo, how about you kick a little something my way, you fucking jerk? See, is this the power gear and I've just been adjusting the wrong thing? Or is that the shield? Power, health, items, weapons. System. This can't be power, that's gotta be shield, right? Menu. Power. Okay, so that's definitely power. Where'd the comm go? It was just there, right? He's gonna try to hail this punk out of range. Huh. Yeah, I can't wait till they get the voice over IP working in game. That's supposed to come soon. Well, you know, buddy, thanks for nothing. You know that? I like to help the guy, but at least I chalk up 2 murder-death kills. One of them being like a constellation. Alright, come on, I need Cry Astro, I need to repair. So that's Port Olisar. What, Cry Astro's always like on the other side, right? Of course it is. So we'll make a pass through the old Port Ollie. Yeah, we took some damage there. Could have done some things better, I felt. Oh, he didn't jump. But,
Quantum drive is now on.
yeah, and it was a tough decision between that, between the X56 and this one. And at the time, I think it was just purely on budget. I kind of wish I really like the throttle on that one. Because I think the dual joysticks would be cool with a Warthog, and you know, making this Thrustmaster a left-handed one. Because I guess the Warthog doesn't have the twist feature, and this way you get to keep it. It'd be on your left hand, but at least you won't lose that. So come on, where's? Okay, this should be Cryo. It's gonna work out perfect for a drop anyway.
Quantum drive is now on.
If we don't get blown to bits. I didn't know that about the X56. That's awesome. And for the ships, I'm going to be flying because I'm going to be really in. I'm not going to be a big dog fighter. I think the throttle and stick ultimately winds up being, but it'd be cool when I do want to do the dog fighting stuff to have that dual stick. But I don't know if that would be a little too confusing just to jump into a dual stick, I think. Which I guess heavy equipment operators nowadays, they have pretty much have dual joysticks for their machinery, like excavators and stuff like that. You ever seen, like, I don't know, the fairs here in the U.S., they'll have that heavy equipment at the fair, and you can check all those out, big combines and stuff. And I live in Dallas, Texas, and the Texas State Fair is one of the best in the country. And then I grew up in Wisconsin, and those two, the Wisconsin State Fair and the Texas State Fair, say the two fairs you gotta experience in the U.S. And all the fried food, like they fucking fried Twinkies, and here there's deep fried pecan pie, and it's so sweet, like you gotta. And I'm not used to it because I grew up, in the northern part of the U.S. But here, they like their sweet stuff. And actually, here in Texas, the pecan tree is the state tree.
Starboard impact warning. Landing complete.
All right. Well, you gonna pop up for me, or do I gotta do it? Alright. See, at least they didn't make this too expensive because I think they want people stopping here to do it. Because before, it used to be more expensive.
Launch complete. Landing gear up.
We got ourselves... Oh, I should have stayed. I didn't stay there the entire time. Oh, you moron. I came here for a goddamn repair. Because you do have to hang out for a little bit. Because if you look, oh, I guess you can't see it now. My hydrogen fuel is 89. So you do got to hang out for a bit. And I imagine, I don't know. I think the repairs might be instant, but I like the advertisement. And I think we're getting a rest stop in this patch.
Starboard impact warning.
I think that was a video that was just released on the Star Citizen webpage. Okay, so they got the repair does go through right away, but we got to make sure we get all that hydro. That's what we came here for. All right.
Landing gear.
What a nice run, man. And if I get paid for this run, it'll all be worth it because I got to take out a Constellation and an Aurora LN. And that was the first Aurora. Yeah, I think the MR does not come with a hard point for a missile rack. Because I remember upgrading my Aurora MR to the LN like almost right away because it was only like $5 or $10. And then I got the missile rack for the top. And it's funny, the first like mod or perk for it I got, and they brought it up in around the verse, the leather seat for the Aurora. Come on.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, man, or you can become part of the organization and bring your aura on in there. Yeah, and did you watch the last Around the Verse, and they went through 4 variants of the Mustang.
Drive is now off.
Because earlier in the stream, right now I have it rented, and you can see the old one. Earlier in the video, I went through the old Mustang Beta, because I always liked that Mustang Beta. It was like my favorite little ship. And they stripped it. Oh shit! They stripped it down a little bit to where, and it completely makes sense the way they redid it. You know, and because you can get them for $40, so, you know, or I think they're even less than that. So I'm definitely gonna get one. I do like the Beta. There's no cargo units with that one. I think the Gamma or whatever it is that gets the 6. They weren't sure. It was 4 or 6. And I imagine if the Aurora is getting 4. It's probably 4. But yeah, and you know, for a fighter ship that's under $100, like that's also another good one to get on the side, because I think the second ship that I got, or I think it was the first ship I paid full price for, was the Gladius, because then I went from the Gladius to the Hornet Ghost. I really like the Gladius. I hope to get another one. Oh man. Oh, pretty far away. This game is definitely, it's fun just to fly around even in the what's out there now. I'm really excited. We've got, well, less than 2 months now till 3.3, because it should be that on the 10th, that week in between there. And I think it's that Delta, the fighter variant, and one of the racing variants are the 2 you can't buy. I think that, like, what is it, the Gamma, the Beta you can buy. There's one other one. I'm not sure if you can buy the Delta, the military one.
Landing gear down. Deck impact warning. Rear impact warning. Landing complete.
Yeah, and so you just gotta watch the week of CitizenCon. And then also in November, and you'll see those variants come on sale, because I know I'm torn between the Hornet Ghost and then getting a Saber the next time that goes on sale. And I do like the paint job on the Comet. The Saber is a pretty beastly ship, but there's a couple bigger ones I want to get, like 2 that I had in mind. Why can't I get out this door? All I did was shut. Did I power off? I don't think so. It's a fucking.
Engines offline.
So
Engines
power everything off.
Shields.
this one a power on. So
Hello and
we're
welcome
putting
aboard your
probably a
dream
little
interplanetary
EF.
craft.
None
Your
of those
systems
meters
are
are up at the
online.
moment. Alright, now let me out. I'm gonna have to throw a grenade at the door. Thank you. Alright, well, get the back open. And they did an awesome job with the rework. Like, each time they do a rework on a ship and come out with a new ship, like, each one is, like, better than the other. So that's why I think they have all the majority of the tools they need for creating the Star Citizen world. Because I think a lot of, the first even 4 years was just developing their tool set they need to design the game to, put the rules in for a planet, put in textures, make the physics work, and all that stuff. Oh, you can buy one if you go to the gray market on Reddit and go to one of the middlemen. 'Cause that's how I wound up being able to get the Caterpillar. But you pay a little bit of a markup. And on there I've seen it as low as like paying the same price laterally to marking up maybe 20 to 60 bucks on average. But I don't know if I'm going to hang on. I do like the Caterpillar though. It's kind of my command ship. Oh man. So took out the Constellation and Aurora. What else do we got out here? We just filled it up and got it repaired. I wonder if it's that same mission, huh? We'll make another 600 bucks. Let's do this. So I do have 155,318 space bucks. I call them, it's Alpha UEC, but I call them SBs. So if you space bucks. All right. So, but I also like spend $5 and $10 here. I have a little extra cash because I want to build up till I have $1 million UEC, and then I have a feeling that the game's going to get released in 2450, which is 2 years. Because I think it's 2448 right now in game, or 2248. Not so good of a fucking part job. God damn. And I thought there was another way. They must have took that out, where you could get in by one of the front wings. But I think, yeah. There was a way you could climb up on the wing and you'd come in. Oh, so, you know what? Did they take the toilet out of the ship? Because I remember there used to be an open shitter. There was 2 beds back here in an open shitter. See, that's disappointing, because I think they're gonna make, like, I don't know, it's like, what do? You can't step outside. I guess they could have something that pops out and you fucking poop into a tube or something. That's something I didn't realize. They must. I think they took the bathroom out of it. They had to have. Oh, I just killed the engines. Damn it.
Offline. Engines online. Launch complete.
Take her easy. So this mission must respawn. Alright, so where are we gonna go first? Well, I guess first thing to do would be to get the landing gear up and get out of atmosphere.
Landing gear up.
That would be the first thing. So I went to Kane's Middleman. He has like a store, and I think he's in Spain, but I mean the transaction. So he's in your neck of the woods, right? Or no? Oh, okay. Oh, Aragon's in Michigan, and then yeah, Benjamin, you're in the UK. Thinking of the time zone. Because when I bought, because what I basically bought, I had to go and I bought the Aquila, and I bought, and it, Carrick to, or Aquila to, not Carrick, Aquila to, Caterpillar package. Because it was only on there for like $30, and, and there's another Reddit post somewhere that tells the that they have all the ships and when they went on concept sale and how much it cost, and then also on some of them it tracked what they were at the last time they were sold. So there's something you can compare it to get an estimate of, you know, if a ship is getting marked up. So you have to go through this process too on the gray market of putting a Reddit link for a bot to pick up in your Star Citizen bio, because then it confirms the transaction. It just all went through PayPal. It was invoiced. It was totally legit. And for me, it was a couple hours because I like PM the guy and he's like, "Oh, I'm at dinner and I'll send it over, you know, after I'm done." And then it was maybe like 2 hours later. A gift showed up in my email, and it was applied. And that's also where I got the and then from a different guy, I got the code for the Saber Raven, and he just said that, you know, he's an IT guy and they were throwing him away, and he's like, I just picked, you know, I took him. So I paid $70 and he sent the code for the Saber Raven, which is the big EMP.
Quantum drive is now off.
Yeah, and so along with that gray market, you'll see like a section called Verify Posts. And so when I went in there, you know, it posts as like a positive transaction. So so there's like thousands of transactions. So it's a way to get a ship if you really want it, you know. Because I've seen the Saber in there for, I think they always have it in there for $220, and I'm like, well, that's really only marked up because it's $200 pretty much every time I've seen it on sale.
Quantum drive is now
So it's like, well, can I pay the extra $20? And then the guy does, and a lot of the, because there's like 2 other stores, because you that are on there that had a bunch of like positive transactions. And then you could get a Citizen Con, a Citizen Con custodial SMG for $10 on eBay. And so I got that, and I know somebody else did too. And then that's something you always have. Now, if you die, you use it until the next reset. That's just like the 6 guns that are available if you subscribe. And even if you subscribe for $10 for the month and just do it that month, you can have access to buy there's like 2 pistols, 2 shotguns, and 2 sniper rifles that you can buy for $5.
Drive is now off.
Yeah, and see, right now, you know, that's the logical thing to do is spend that money on your peripherals, get the setup, and then, because they do have the ship sales, you know, every year if you can wait. But I didn't realize that they sold like just the CCUI, or that you know on the gray market that they just had the upgrades for sale. So you can kind of even get it there, upgrade a current ship you may have. And you know, that's what's been fun about this game too. Like I've had so many ships, and it's so cool. Like how they let you at least melt it for store credit, and then you know, then you can use that towards an upgrade. So I think I can go back on my account, and I may, because it does track. Ever since you open your account, you can look in there, I believe, in it, and it'll show you all your transactions. And I think I'm going to take a look at all the different ships that I've flown at one point that I've bought, and just to kind of track my history. Oh no, I'm talking like for buying ships in game. So you can either, you know, do the upgrade thing where, you know, you put your, say you have the Mustang and then you want to upgrade to the Avenger. You know, you can go to the upgrades, but it also, on some of them, besides the ship your game package is on, you can melt the ships you buy. So if you buy another ship for $50, like the Avenger, and you just paid for that ship standalone $50, you can go to your My Hangar thing on the RSI website and select the option to melt your ship, and it'll melt into store credits. And then so at the ship's value when you bought it, so it'll just give you 50 store credits. You can't get your cash back, but then you could use that, like, you know, for something else. And sometimes the way you want to buy things, you know, you have to do that. And so that's what happens, because I used to always buy an Aurora, and I did have the beta for a while, and I had all these small ships, but I found I was always just melting them and then using them to get, you know, some of this other stuff. I honestly think it's going to be 2 years before the, like, you know, in 2020 pretty much, I got my hopes up for. Because these releases in the past, maybe, you know, you give it 7 quarters, like the jumps have been just huge. Or 20, you know, right at the end of 2049 rolling in it. I gotta look up what year it is in game. I know it's either 22 or 2448, or maybe 27. I don't know. I was just looking at the trophy too. It's sad. But everyone has their hobbies, you know. Some people pay for golf clubs or put money, a bunch of money in their cars. Some people put money into their game. That's how I justify it. I gotta get some lights out here. See a dang thing. There we go. They got the lights on. Sure. Working very well. Alright, there we go. Probably should put our landing gear down. Old ace pilot blows up a Connie, but dies because he forgot to put his landing gear down. Punctured like a fuel cell or whatever it runs off. Our hydrogen tank fucking explodes. Instant death. I will leave the motor running. Now's the time we take our helmet off. See, now that'll be worth getting, seeing what the clothes are, because when Hurston comes out, I believe that's a breathable planet, or maybe it's toxic. Ah, why is this door, like, ruining my life? So you gotta get in, you gotta power the whole ship down. Yeah, so, you know, it's got its quirks. Boom. Shuts it down. 1, 2, what do you like? You guys usually count to 5 when you guys shut stuff down? I think that's what I usually do.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online.
There we go. I can see the chat a little bit. Alright. Oh man, I forgot my drink upstairs. We'll get the goods. Alright. Hold tight 1 second, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I was dying and I left my drink upstairs. Alright, let's get the goods. Stow that away. Yeah, I know I definitely need an upgrade. I'm just using, it's the latest gen 4-core i3. But with the streaming and running the game, because the game's definitely CPU heavy, it struggles. I was going to get some more ships, but I'm going to be upgrading my CPU because I can get the 8086 here for $400 at Micro Center. And then I have a 1050 Ti, and honestly it runs it good, but I know if I go to 1440 or 4K, the 1050 Ti is not gonna cut it. I already seen the price tag on the 20 series. 2080 Ti is like $1,200. Yeah, and see, I think I'm gonna get a 1080 Ti. I really like that card.
Landing gear up.
And I'll have the 8086K, and then a 1080 Ti, and I'll be good for hopefully get 2 years out of that, and then rolling into the release of Star Citizen, build like the Star Machine, you know, that's gonna run that game 4K, or this game 4K. You know, best networking stuff you can get for, you know, your internet connection. Move to a neighborhood just because it has legitimate fiber. Yeah, and see, that's what's interesting about this game, though. You know, even using an RX, you know, it runs it. Because it's not too graphics intensive for how amazing it looks. And the nice thing about the AMD graphics cards is the monitors with FreeSync are more affordable than when they have G-Sync. I hate that. It's like they could make it affordable, but NVIDIA chooses not to. Jerks. Alright, Cryastro. How we doing on fuel? I guess we'll see after this jump.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, and when I was playing 2.5, I had an Acer 27-inch monitor. That was a 1440, but it was 120 hertz, and it was a TN panel. But I don't know, for me the color isn't a big deal. It still looked amazing at 1440. But I had a 1070 back then, and it ran the game, you know, 27 to 32 FPS. So, but, and they say there was something about Star Citizen not running good in SLI, and or have one do your physics and the other doing the graphics. I don't know. portable, and if you can get 2 of them, then you probably got to water cool them, because I know their stuff's still run pretty hot.
Quantum drive is now off.
Yeah, and the 3 things I'm upgrading into November is the CPU, the GPU, and then the monitor, and that's like the tier, because one goes to 400, one's 700, and then, you know, monitor, because I want to go to the 32 wide, but with at least 1440 or higher, they get into the 800 to 1200 if you know, go 4K, because those Predator monitors are pretty sweet. And I've been eyeing those for years, and but I don't know if it's worth getting that high end until another year, when it's, because then it's only a year old, going into what I'm hoping is the release of the game in 2 years. Okay, so we got 460. Is that like 5 something? Okay, look ahead. Oh shit! Oh no! Alright. It happens every time I hold the mouse. So I think we're gonna go... Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that. Oh shit, sorry. And see, I was going to buy another ship, but, you know, I chose to go with my hardware or peripherals, because I got the Corsair K95 mechanical keyboard with the speed switches, and then their base model M56 gaming mouse. It's made a huge difference. Yeah, and see, I'm going to be trying to get the organization going to get, because one of the ways you get more content is the player-driven stuff is what's pretty cool. So that's where you'll see more content, because right now I don't have a lot of people that play in-game with me, and then even just, you know, seeing the cruise stuff is really what I find people like to watch too. Because now you can have 50 people in servers, so you could have 4 people with ships, you know. If you had like 10 people getting on regularly, you could have some pretty good fun. Yeah, and here I'm probably only going to be on a little longer because it's 11 p.m. or 10:53 p.m. and I got to work. But I'm going to be on tomorrow, and that one I actually scheduled. So if you happen to be on, well, I guess it's 5 a.m. there. Oh, all right. I'll have to check the Discord. It's actually, there's something covering it up. Because the organization's called Breaking Atmos. So trying to find the name of something I noticed I was saying a lot, because Breaking Atmosphere is pretty cool in this game, and sometimes you catch it just right, and you're riding in it for a long time. Oh. Oh, huh. Oh, alright, I see you right there. Yeah, because what I'd like to do is get a multi-crew together and go look for the derelict Javelin. Maybe take 2 ships, because there's not... And you can take the ground vehicle, but somebody's got to sit in the cockpit of the ship if you were to land with the ground crew, because we've found that if you have a ground ship and you go too far away, or it's maybe a certain amount of time actually, is your big ship it despawns. So me and my friend Jonesy were playing, cruising around the Trimble because he wanted to take it for a ride because he had, driven one before. And we come back and the fucking Cutlass is gone. And you can't call up, even though there's the landing pads, you can't call up your, you can't call up your ship. But yet you can call up your smaller ground vehicles, so I don't get what's with that. I thought maybe, the technology was different for planets, but it's like, well, if you're I forget now. Focus on the landing. Yeah, and I wind up playing a lot on the weekends too.
Deck impact warning.
So I want to do a stream like on Sundays probably. Because there's a certain time of day where it's not too late and it's not too early for people in the US and, in the UK and kind of on that side. Besides for Australian people, they're always on the complete opposite. I always feel kind of bad because I've played with a few Aussies and they're like, yeah, and streaming is like, people were wondering, how you get people to use your reference code, and it's like, well, take a risk and, throw a stream out there on Twitter or YouTube. You never know what happens. You just don't put your code in other people's chats. But I've got a lot of recruits, and then four people in, but it only gave me credit for 3. Even though it says four recruited, or it's prospects and recruits. All right. Awarded 6 hundo. No, probably not. So I think, I'm just gonna go with the i7 8086 because I already have the motherboard for it. So I just have the i3 now. So that for the CPU, and then a 1080 Ti, and get, a year and a half, almost 2 years out of that, when I think the game's going to get released in 2020, and then build whatever's kind of out in that generation, build my star machine. Move to a part of Dallas that has the fiber, the legitimate fiber. I don't know, because there's no like skyboxes or anything like that. So I think it does give it effects, because you can see stuff blowing over the surface, but they are kind of, just moons.
Landing gear up.
So you do get, there's just not much atmosphere, like, because it's a lot lighter gravity. So there's probably not much of a sky to have. But the planet should, you know, have that. I don't know. I have to pay closer attention and see exactly what's on the surface, because I swear I've seen like dust and stuff blowing over the surface. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Hurston's like. So as long as that new tech they're installing, which should take some of the strain off people's CPUs, because they call it like item boxing or something like that. Even though I was thinking items of like items you pick up in the game, but it's something totally different. It just has that in the name. And so supposedly that's like what allows everything to work together. And so that's why I'm kind of glad the update's not coming out till a little bit later, because it would have been September and now it's October, because it gives them a little more time to get everything working. And because I'm pretty sure a lot of people, once the word gets around that the planet's in Star Citizen, people who bought it and haven't played it in forever are going to pick it up and start playing to check it out. So it'll be interesting how it all goes. I got time for one more mission, if there is one. Oh, we got a delivery. So it's the same one, but it's 680. And I'm trying to do enough missions to where I can get them from a guy on whatchamacallit. But see, you aren't getting any ratings right now either. Or maybe I just gotta go to Levski and go hang out in the bar. So I'll do this one more time. And then, wind up calling her, I think. But I gotta do something first here. Did it track it? Oh, it didn't track it. Oh, yeah, it did. Whoa. Huh. I wonder if I'm just taking it back where I picked it up from. So I wonder if that's going to take us farther away. There's not really a good point. Okay, this might be it. Well, that just worked out hunky-dory. Yeah, have a good one, Benjamin. Yeah, I gotta get up. Well, I get up at 6.
Drive is now off.
So that's not quite that early. Well, about 6:30. And then I don't drive here because it's just easier to get it on the train. Alright. Not quite as close as I wanted. It's not the same place, but... yeah, and me and my friend Jonesy actually cruising looking for that derelict javelin. You know, these planets do have some pretty cool terrain in some areas. Now, I don't know if these planets were procedurally generated, or the moons, sorry, I guess because they're all technically moons, or if this is what they were messing with to test what they want to set the rules are and stuff like that. Because I don't know, I watched all these shows and I can't remember if they said if Hurston is actually procedurally generated. Or if there's another planet, I think, after Hurston for like second quarter of 2019. That has another planet coming into it. And maybe they were talking about that one being the procedurally generated one. Well, this one's a bit of a trek. See, I wish it would let me lock onto that as a jump point. I got a target. I can map that distance. But from the sounds of it, when they were going through the Mustang for the new 3.3, they have big plans for our ship HUDs, especially all that MISC ships. Like if you look at if you ever go into the Starfarer, you know you have where it's like flat, but it's like horizontal. It's like, why is that screen like that? That's supposed to be like a vertical 3D hologram. And they were talking about that being in the Mustang, where it comes out, sticks out from the screen a little bit, or a lot in the case of something like the Freelancer. So that's something I was going to go through the releases and see if there was a HUD update when they might have that tech in there. Well, right now there's a FPS You can go to it's FPS with the NPCs. That I heard I think that's the next release, or possibly this release, but they said something about if it's not working correctly, it wouldn't be in 3.3. So, but you've always been able to shoot each other in the PTU, and there's still that Star Marine. Like I think tomorrow for an hour, I might do 30 minutes Vandal Swarm, and just to get better at my pilot and dogfighting skills, so that when I do gotta, get into it, I can make sure I hold my own. And I'm not sure now if in Area Commander, if two people can be in the same ship. I think you can. So if you have a turret, somebody can be in your turret, like in Vandal Swarm. Because it would be good practice with bigger ships, and also having people with to defend something like a Carrack, or not a Carrack, but a Caterpillar. Yeah, see, and so my organization, it's going to be the exploration, but really searching planets for real high precious metals, and then mark where those are and dispatch one or a couple Orans and prospectors, and and then go mine it. And then bring the hauling stuff, and then as the mines are filling up their cargo containers, just load them on the hulls, and then take them straight to sail, and then give everyone their split from the security people. And because imagine if you had a hull E packed full, that you just you and your organization just stripped half a planet, and say you have a couple Hull E's, that whole haul is going to be nothing but Like, you're gonna want to have a hammerhead. You're gonna want to have like 20 fighters just flying around, because if you were, say, into Laranite and that's all you were extracting, and you had like, you know, 2 or 3, or well, shit, like maybe you had like, you know, you're taking big chunks of the planet. You got like 3 to 5 Hull E's packed full. And then you would have like some serious defense, and then yeah, go into where you're selling it. And I'd go like with what people wanted in the organization. If they wanted to take, you could also split it up so you could take like a stash, kinda. So if you had a big hangar, or, you know, place where, and it is like Laranite or diamonds or gold, because I want to go, and the exploration would be really cool because you'd see every planet, know if they're Earth-like, and you know what's there, especially if you get in stuff that's like, you know, 50% Laranite or 50% gold. That's the shit you keep to yourself. But then within your organization, everyone who bought an Oron, you know, a prospector, any type of hauling ship, or the security side. So it would be worth like the long exploration. I guess in between, and eventually exploring, you'd wind up finding a few places, and ones that weren't valuable, you know, the organization can either keep as an ultimate secret archive or sell it. Because I don't know if I'd ever want to sell stuff I discovered. Like, I'd share it with organization and friends. What am I doing here? Yeah, and see, the thing is with like a Hull C, so you'd have your the mining crew just drilling away. You'd have to have ships carrying full cargo containers up to a Hull C, or a Hull, probably up to a Hull C, D, or E, because I don't think you're breaking atmosphere, and especially like a Hull D or E. Maybe the Hull C. So you'd have like the Hull A and B down here, and you'd probably have those little MUPVs if you can get one that can pick stuff up, and then loading up, you know, Hull A and Bs, running it up to, you know, the Hull D through E's, and then as soon as one of those was full, I guess you'd time it so you could take a couple at once, or I don't think you'd ever want to take all of them at once. Like, I think you'd want to take them off, or take off, you know, like maybe Hull C's can travel at once, but I don't think you want to put all your eggs in one basket. Like, so you have 3 Hull E's. Now, do you send them all together, and then do you send, you know, everyone that can fly a military plane in the organization, fly with, or do you split them up? Oh, is that what they give you for the Hull series? Yeah, I'd much, because, you know, because the Hull series, it's about hauling, so you'd want your loaner vehicle to be something that can hold the most cargo in game, right? And I think that's that is the Caterpillar right now. The Reclaimer's cool. But right now, until they get the tech in there, see, it's like those ships are really cool and you want to get them because they're in game, but then I guess they just work as a capital ship for now, for you and your crew you got. And even almost I'm thinking I like the Starfarer actually a little more than the Caterpillar, just because the Starfarer has the ramp. Because you can get your ground vehicles on it, actually. So you can bring your Dragonfly or your Nox or your Ursa Rover. I don't think the tank's in. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna make this run. Probably parking at Levski. I've been in Port Olisar for a while, so gonna make this run. Gonna fly into Levski. Wanted to check out their dumpers depot. Maybe I'll do that here before I. So this was just kind of a whatever stream, talking about Star Citizen. All right. Obstructed. Oh, I forgot to check my fuel.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, and you know those retaliators. I think I counted like what was it, 5 or 6 turrets on the retaliator, and so that one too is going to be modular. So supposedly, and I think there is another version of it. Or no, it's the base version and the bomber version. But I always thought that was a cool ship. But that's probably a ship that could use a pass. Yeah, okay. But then supposedly, you know, you could swap that out. So it could, you may not need like a huge, well, I guess if somebody was coming at you with a huge ship. Because that'd be a lot of money, you know. A couple $1 billion worth of high value minerals. And you'd want to bring them in, you know, as farthest into the UEE as possible, where resources are a lot more scarce because everything's super developed. You know, there'll probably be a few like planet cities pretty much. And just come rolling in there. Because once you were in UEE space, you would be good. But I gotta be feeling the exploration division is going to be way the hell out there, find something good, so we aren't talking like a regular trip across the galaxy with stuff like that. Because to get all the equipment out there, that's a high cost. So when you go, it has to be really worth it, and then everyone who chipped in at whatever level, you know, takes a little chunk of the pie. Or a big chunk of the pie, like make it pretty, you know, pretty well even, depending on like your rank, I guess. Yeah, you know, I think you're gonna be able to go solo in this, but it's gonna be real small time and real niche, I think. You know, like. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it'd be cool to play like that, but to go solo, I mean, you're going to be able to hire NPCs, but, you know, and just think, so there's over 2 million people now, and then once the rest of the gaming community has kind of been snubbing it, sees it and what it is when it comes out, oh yeah, I'm not going very far at all. So that may bring me closer. That definitely, oh man, thanks for pointing that out. It's been a long day. I noticed I was starting to get tired, so I think getting a little space.
Quantum drive is now on.
Yeah, and you know, an org in a 50 to 100 range seems like a good size of, you know, the casual committed player, call it, not like every day, but maybe 1 or 2 times a week. Even the guys with the fans who can really get, they'll be on like once every 2 weeks, but then when they do get that one time, it'll be for like 7 or 8 hours. So that's what's cool about the online gaming community. You know, you meet people all ages and then from, you know, all parts of the world. So even though you aren't meeting face to face, you wind up having more diverse pocket of, you know, more diverse friends. Alright, well. Okay, we're sitting pretty good on the hydrogen fuel. So I mean, it's fairly fuel efficient, this one is. I know the Reliant, I'm filling up all the time. It almost seems like that should be reversed. For a Drake, you know, I just don't see a Drake being fuel efficient and all that stuff. Watch the speed. Now we're coming down. Getting there. Sometimes you get right in there. I guess they balanced it because when I picked it up, it was like right there. Oh no, I hit the joystick. But yeah, eventually I did see some mounts that there was a German company, I believe, and they clamp onto your desk. They got a nice big handled clamp. You can adjust them up and down, and I think even sliding them out a little bit. And that would kind of be the ultimate. Alright, well, we need to get into some action here. What are the countermeasures? That's like... Oh shit! Oh! Listen to that hero music. like that was something that was just super.
Contact.
Does another guy want some? Should I go get one more murder, death, kill? And see, even doing these drops with a multi-crew, like definitely in the freelancer and the and this cutlass, it's nice when you have someone in the turret. I mean, even the Constellation. I mean, I always think of the Constellation like never really. I don't think I've had it fully loaded out where you've had 3 in the front, you know, and then 2 in the turrets. And then technically you'd have another pilot ready to go popping out in that P2 Merlin. I was talking about that with a buddy. That, man, they still haven't gotten that tech work for attaching that P2 Merlin. So you can actually, like, when you're coming into a planet, you know, because it's attached to the exterior, it's got to be rated to take atmosphere. So you could totally pop it off beforehand, come flying in, or maybe you couldn't handle the turbulence, but as soon as you pop through like this, your pilot would pop out. You could go scan that. He could fly in really quick because the P2 Merlin, from what I remember from a test flight during their free, or you know, where they unlock all ships for all backers for a week during their anniversary sale, or I think it's after it, or maybe it's leading up to it. I can't remember, but it's 1 or 2 weeks. That little P2's quick, so you could have totally swooped in on this, get a report back. Yeah, it's good to go. So I really want to get a Constellation, and I think I'm going to go with the cargo one because it's 150, just because it was the flagship big ship. And I think that's why a lot of people you don't see it a ton. Well, I guess you see it quite a bit still, but it's the ship that's been in like one of the longest. Even realizing the Starfarer's been in game for like maybe a year and a half. But yeah, because it was the Constellation, and then I think the Retaliator. Man, the Retaliator is an interesting ship to fly, because I mean, for such a big ship, I mean, it's a regular like fighter cockpit, which is cool. But you're totally relying on those turrets and that big size missile, or that big, you know, what size 9 missile. Can I see the base? Or the drop? Deliver the goods.
Tech impact warning.
Oh, it's that little shitting thing there. Like a little landing pad right here. Maybe not. At least we're not on top of any rocks. Alright. So we will power off.
systems are online.
The old Cutlass is getting ran pretty hard. You gotta make sure you do an old reset when you land, otherwise the doors don't open properly. Just kick the side open for the old views, you know? Oh yeah, he's even got his leg up. Like the old captain. You got a little captain in you? Nice. That's awesome. He just happened to step up like that. Bitchin'. Just looking at that. Yeah, see, I like this color scheme. I like the brown vest and then, you know, the black everything else. I really like the helmet. Wish I could keep that. Alright. Thought I could get a more zoomed out shot, but not. Let's get the goods. You can't just run over there. Cargo. I'm gonna wind up logging off in the bed here, and it seems like this spawns in the same spot, so I'm hoping when I spawn, this may not be here, but when somebody does a mission, it may spawn in if it doesn't stay. Because I could have swore I seen it pop in here before. Like waiting it to load it. Oh no. Okay, the other side's gotta be good. Coyotes out here. Boom. 6 Hondo. So we made about, let's see, I started, it was probably a little bit after 7. I wasn't tracking how much we made. We made a couple. We made like $1,800 a bit in 2 hours. That was, and you can make more by trading. Like I could load. I just haven't found any good trade routes, and I was doing that. And I wanted to bring a ground vehicle with me. I just had to, and I had this ship all loaded up with a variety of cargo. That Celine or however the hell you say it, you can buy a lot of stuff for low there, but it's kind of a little hazardous little planet, so I wanted to sell everything like at Port Olisar to start with, and you know, seeing what my margins were and what I can make the most money off of. And my ship despawned, and I lost the cargo. Yeah. And I think I was doing it in the Caterpillar as well. But alright, well, this is Rum Runner 82. I appreciate you stopping by. Airgun as always. And tomorrow, I think I set it for 7 o'clock Central Time. So I think I'm gonna give it an hour of Area Commander and Star Marine. So the FPS module and a little dogfighting action, I guess. Do the Vandal Swarm, and maybe as I get a little bit better each time I do that, I'll get into some PvP, and because the Vandal Swarm is co-op, so But yeah, alright, well, catch you next time in the verse.